Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. It is said that data is the new oil. There was a time that if you had an oil field or if you had big or many oil fields, then it was a source of wealth. And if you had that wealth, then using that wealth you can acquire anything in the world. And so today data or information is the new oil. That means if you have data, if you have information, then you have the ability to use that information and to your advantage. For example, how many times does it happen that you go to a website or you click on an ad, and then even if you don't buy something, later on when you're accessing your Facebook, there is a pop-up because you have accessed that ad somewhere else. So if you have gone to Google and typed in wallet or a shirt or a t-shirt, and then magically there are ads of t-shirts and wallets on your Facebook page, and then you wonder how this is simple. When you access information in one place, that information access by virtue of cookies is used to then bombard you with information about that. Means you showed an interest in that, and because of which you access the website, so you are bombarded again and again with similar kind of information till you buy. And so only because the Facebook and other similar platforms are aware of what information you are accessing, so that information is being used for them to run their ad revenue. So this information is given to marketers, who then inform their clients that if you post on this page or this page, there is a chance that you may get business. So information is power. But is just information power, or the intelligent use of information is power? I think that unless you have an intelligent use of the information which is there out to you, you don't have the power. And the better put is that you intelligent use of competence. If you have a certain competence, intelligent use of that competence, of that capability, is actual power. Now from an astrological point of view, Buddhi is intellect, and Buddhi is given by Buddha. The Buddh planet is nothing but Mercury. So Buddh, Mercury, intelligence go hand in hand. However, is Mercury the only provider or giver of intellect, while being the largest representative of intellect? And if in a planet or if in a horoscope Mercury is completely combusted or even debilitated, then is the person not intelligent at all? Does he not have the power of analytical thinking at all? Or is there something more to intellect? So while mind, the manas, is represented by moon, the ability to take decisions, the ability to use analysis to be able to make decisions, the intellect which is given comes from Mercury, and the wisdom to make wise decisions, informed decisions, educated decisions comes from Jupiter. And hence Jupiter is the planet of wisdom, of education, higher learning. Higher learning is not always in terms of degrees alone. Higher learning is also about how you are able to use higher level of wisdom and information that you have and use it to better use in your life. If you are not able to take wise decisions, informed decisions, then what is the point of having that kind of higher learning? So these are the Karakas: moon of thinking, Mercury of analytical ability and intellect, Jupiter of wisdom and educated and learned decisions. So if any of them goes combust or debilitated, is that particular ability lost? Astrology says not so, and there are various placements given in the horoscope and astrological texts, and through shlokas keep telling you that Mercury is not the only provider of intellect or what gives you intelligence. There are many other sources also, though Mercury is the biggest karaka of intelligence. And various shlokas tell you that various placements and strength of planets can give you the intellect to be able to use that and further your life and further your career or further your work. So let's deep dive into some of the shlokas, what they are telling us, what placements adds to the intelligence or also give intelligence in addition to what Mercury gives us as intellectual capability or the intellect that can help us make informed decisions. According to Bhrigunadi, Dhange Jive Pale Chaturya Yuktimana Sut Se Bhagasa Yukte Vigyavana Paya Buddhimana. I translate, if the fifth lord conjuncts Shukra, he is very learned and intelligent. Guru being in the second bhava, he is expert in Pali language and its usage. So the fifth house is also the house of giving you intellect, of giving you the ability to think and to use that intellect to make decisions. And that's why the fifth house is also the house of love, which tells you make informed decisions and don't be blind in love. Second, it is also the house of children, because you pass on your intellect, you pass on your genes to your children, and you pass on your learning also to children through what kind of upbringing you bring your children up with. Fifth house is also the house of education, and for education you need the intellect. Without intellect, very strong intellect, you can't have good education. That's why the fifth house and education both go hand in hand. And so if the fifth lord is strong and plays with Venus, Venus is Shukracharya. Shukracharya is also seen as a guru. And so if fifth lord conjuncts Venus, combination of the intellect provided by the fifth house and the wisdom provided by Shukracharya or Venus, the person will be very intelligent. Now there are various kinds of intellects. Gardner says there are 9 different forms of intellect, and he divides them into various boxes. He says musical ability, spatial ability or intellect, then motor skills, then he talks about arithmetic skills and language skills, artistic skills and so on. One intelligence or the ability to learn many languages also gives you a certain kind of intellect. So intellect can also be of different kinds, in which area of life you are more intelligent in. So this shloka says that if you have Jupiter combining with second house, or Jupiter plays with the second house or ruling the second house and maybe even aspecting it, then a person can be very good in languages as well, because Guru, Brihaspati, Jupiter is not only the Karaka of children and fifth house but also of languages, and so and also the second house. So these combinations can give you intellect in a certain area of life, and it is advisable for us not to just look at where Mercury is placed or in strength and to think that that ability is given to us, but also look at different combinations which can give us different intellect and point us towards where in our life that particular intellect can be useful for us and be of high utility for us. Buddhasya tu jiyati dhana Vendrat Koriya Keta Munyo Vedanti. If Buddha be so placed, one gets wealth through the relatives or members of the clan, and Rahu through thrift or through his intelligence. This comes from the Jyotish Phala Ratnamala. So it says that if Mercury is placed with Venus or with the lord of the fifth house, then too the person can be very intelligent and can earn through members of the family, especially if Mercury gets associated with the second house also. So certainly Mercury will again and again raise its head every now and then, where you talk of intellectual capacity of different kinds. And so one has to understand what kind of intelligence one has, so that one is able to use that intellect well. Now some nakshatras have been known to provide one with high intellect and different kinds. Ashlesha and Jyeshtha will give you different kinds of intellect. Adra nakshatra will give you a different kind of intellect. Punarvasu nakshatra will give you a different kind of intellect. Revati will give you a different one. So one has to look at what kind of intellect a planet is giving you or a nakshatra is giving you, and how the association is coming through by getting associated with the 5th house of Mercury. So if Mercury is placed in a certain nakshatra or with a certain planet or in a certain sign or house, then higher intellectual ability of that particular sign, of that particular house attributes, or of that nakshatra or of that sign can be seen. So if Mercury is placed in Cancer sign, then you may also have the intellect, the ability to use your care and support, and who to support, who not to support, and will have the intelligence not to be hoodwinked, not to be cheated emotionally, because Cancer is the sign of emotions. So if Mercury is strong in Cancer, which means that you have the intellect to know where to draw the line in being emotional, whether not to be too highly emotional and not to be deceived by your emotionality. Venus in Punarvasu Nakshatra. If Saturn aspects Venus, then the native remains knowledgeable and wealthy. The native is deceived many times due to less intelligence. One is made fun of and has to tolerate unhappiness many times. So here one has to draw the difference between knowledge and intelligence. So here it says Venus in Punarvasu may give you the knowledge, information and also wealth, but the intellectual ability to be able to use the knowledge cleverly, intelligently may not be there, and so you have a chance of being deceived. Whenever Venus is aspected by Saturn, a person may have a challenge in not only in his or her ability to gather material resources and have good results in intimacy and for the opposite gender or in love affairs, but also in terms of how the person is able to think clearly and intelligently, especially if Venus is associated with the 5th house, rules 5th house, or is placed in the Punarvasu Nakshatra. However, if Moon is in Punarvasu Nakshatra and Sun aspects Moon in Punarvasu Nakshatra, when Moon is placed in Punarvasu, then such a native will also be very, very intelligent. So the Punarvasu Nakshatra is a specialized or a single out nakshatra for certain kind of intelligence, whereas every nakshatra will give you different kind of competence. But somebody who rises above others in terms of his ability to demonstrate his intelligence, use his intelligence, will be somebody who will have a strong Punarvasu nakshatra. And when Moon goes in a nakshatra, we know that nakshatra becomes the nakshatra of the individual itself, and hence that the nakshatra in which Moon is a very, very important placement. And if any benefic or if a friendly planet aspects it, like we talked about Sun aspecting Moon in Punarvasu, then it helps the person to shine and to be able to use his intellect wisely. Gemini astrology talks about the karakas depending on which planet has the highest strength and the second highest strength in terms of degrees and so on. The planet with the 5th highest degrees in terms of strength is called the Pitri or the Putri Karaka, which is the Karaka of children but also the Karaka of intellect, and that's why the 5th house also becomes a very, very important planet connected to intellect, children and also intellectual decisions. Then some yogas like the Chhatra Yoga. The Chhatra Yoga is a yoga where all the 7 planets are placed from the 7th house onwards till the Lagna. So planets are placed in the 7th house, 8th house, 9th house up till the Lagna, the 7 planets. Such a person is supposed to have the Chhatra Yoga, and such a person is supposed to be very intelligent person and person of high intellectual ability. Then the Chakra Yoga. The Chakra Yoga is a yoga where you have planets starting from the ascendant occupying every alternate sign. So if Rahu is placed in the 1st house, then another planet is in the 3rd, then yet another planet in the 5th, then Ketu in the 7th house, then yet another planet in the 9th and the 11th house, then such a yoga is called the Chakra Yoga, and such a person is also supposed to be a very highly intellectual person, irrespective of which house Mercury may be placed in. According to the Lomasha Samhita, Dhani Dasme Yasya Kamini Katra Pandita Bahu Rid Niryukto Sutahinopi Jayate. If the second lord is in the 10th house, then the native is popular, learned, a pandit, is attached with many wives and riches but without son. Then the second house is also associated with intellect if it gets placed in the 10th house. Then the second house is also getting connected to intellect through this loka, where says if the second lord is placed in the 10th house, then too a person can be very intelligent. The simple reasoning for this is the second house is also the house of your principles and your values. And so if you are able to use the values that you have been brought up with and your principles, and you use that principle and that value to be able to direct your career and at work, that means you don't let go of the values that you have brought up with, and you stick to those values, whether it's honesty, integrity, hard work, and you bring that to even work. And such a person is supposed to be wise or intelligent, that the person is not letting go of the values and using the high values, ethical values at work also. And hence such a placement is also called as has been called as a sign of intellect. Lagne se trutiye saste सिंह तुल्या पराक्रमी सर्व संभुतो मणि द्विभार्ये मति मन सुखी. Meaning, if the ascendant lord is in the 3rd or in the 6th place, then the native is valiant like a lion, is bestowed with all types of wealth, arrogant, is attached to 2 wives, intelligent and happy. Now if the Lagna lord gets into the 3rd house or in the 6th house, then too it has been called as a placement of intellect. Why is it so? The Lagna is your head and your intelligence comes from your head, and the 3rd house is the house of your self effort, self enterprise and your free will, which means if the Lagna lord, you yourself and your intelligence or your thinking ability goes into the 3rd house of self enterprise, taking decisions on your own and taking it forward with gusto, with energy, then you are using your intellect in your effort, you are using your mind in your effort. You are not doing things mindlessly. You are using your mind where your hard work is, where your effort is, where your self enterprise is, and that only an intelligent person can do. The 6th house is the house of service to others and also the house of your career. So if you are using your mind, the 1st house, Lagna lord, in the 6th house to serve others, to help others and in your career and your work, then too you are working with intelligence, with intellect, and not mindlessly at work, and hence it is supposed to be a good placement. Dhan se trutiye turya vikrami matik guni pardar bhigmi sa niskalo deva bhakti yukt. If the lord of the 2nd is placed in the 3rd or the 4th house, then the native is chivalrous, daring, intelligent, skilled, an adulterer, innocent, and is a devotee. If the lord of the 2nd house is in the 3rd house, which means the 2nd house of income and earning. So if you are deriving your income and your earning through your self effort, through business or through self enterprise, then if you need to have really high intellect to be successful in that. Or if the 2nd house lord gets into the 4th house, means your earning is making you or helping you gather material resources, then too you are somebody who is showing intellect. So intellect doesn't come only from Mercury alone, but intellect also comes how you earn your money, how valued you are, how you use your mind, how you handle your career, what values and principles you carry at work. So all these are signs of intellect, different kinds of intellect. It could be analytical intellect, it could be the intellect to use wisdom well, it could be the intellect to use decision making well. So different types of intellect have been associated with placements, and that's why while a planet may or may not be very strong in the horoscope or even be debilitated or combusted, it could be some other manifestation is giving, but it does not mean when a certain planet is weak or combusted or debilitated, the complete karaka of that or the ability goes. Women can be very happy in spite of having a debilitated Jupiter. Men can be very happy and be happily married also in spite of Venus being debilitated in the horoscope as well, as long as other placements do give you that strength, whether it's through the 7th house or through the 5th house of romance. So when other strengths, a lot of strengths come together, still that particular attribute can be manifested even if the planet is not be able to give you that strength to that particular attribute. Now placements in the 11th house have also been given strength by virtue of which planet is being placed in that house. In the 11th house, Sun gives gains from the king, Moon gives excessive wealth, Mars gives happiness from wife, Mercury gives brilliant intelligence, Jupiter gives good fortune, Venus gives wealth, and Saturn gives a decorated life. Why does Mercury give you brilliant intelligence in the 11th house? The 11th house is the house of society and your network connections and your extended social network. And if Mercury is placed there, which means that on a day-to-day basis, you will use your intellect to be able to deal with people. And hence, if you're using your intellect to deal with people and to enhance and increase your social network, then you are definitely brilliant. That is a brilliant use of intellect, is what the shloka says. So don't go only with the placement of Mercury and think that if Mercury is not strong or if the Lagna Lord is not strong, then the person can be a fool or less intelligent or not wise. A variety of placements can give us different forms of intellect and point us towards which area of life we can still be successful and have an intelligent use of our competencies. So again, to summarize, the intelligent use of our competence makes us truly intelligent. And so please look into your horoscopes and find where the strength of intellect is coming from. See the associations with Mercury, the Lagna Lord, the second Lord, the 11th Lord, and see how they are combined or are sharing energies to give you intellect, and what area of life they are giving you the intellect, what career they are promising success in, what business attributes they are giving you, and then use your intellect wisely. So friend, this is my analysis about which planet and what placements make us truly intelligent. Please like this video, please share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.